radio helped surprise the Kelly family via a video remote. The four children are big fans of the movie Trolls World Tour, starring Timberlake and Kendrick, and which starts streaming Friday. Lisa G., NBC News Radio, New York.
Live from New York City!
White House coronavirus task force member Dr. Anthony Fauci wants actor Brad Pitt to play him on Saturday Night Live. Fauci asked on CNN if the Hollywood star would be up to the task of portraying him on TV. The director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases has been at the forefront of the White House task force. SNL returns to NBC's airwaves this weekend after a COVID-19 hiatus. Tom Roberts, NBC News Radio.
As you and our community deal with a new way of life, working from home and social distancing and the continuing question of when will things get back to normal,
we know that one of the things you might be worried about is paying your bills.
We're here to help, and we'd like to redirect your mind to a state of positivity.
We've got up to 12 chances every day for you to text in and win $1,000.
We hope you and your family stay safe. Keep your phone charged and your radio on for the latest on what's happening.
We will be here with everything you need to know and another chance to get your bills paid. Coming up on iHeartRadio.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
So are you the type of guy that wants to look put together but doesn't want to spend hours shopping? I hear you. This is why there's Stitch Fix, your personal styling service that delivers hand-picked clothes right to you. Stitch Fix is simple and convenient. Sign up in just a few minutes. Try new styles in the comfort of your own home, and there's no subscription required ever. So, isn't it time to refresh your look? Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, personal styling for everybody.
This is Joanne Jenkins, CEO of AARP. The coronavirus continues to affect us all, and we are here actively supporting you and your community. Every day, we're providing trusted information from top health experts, sharing tools to help protect families from fraud, and creating resources to support family caregivers everywhere. As always, you can count on AARP to advocate for you and your family. Join us and stay connected at aarp.org/coronavirus.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
News Radio 690 KTSM.
Next week, at least part of next week. But look, if one person dies, it's a painful week. And we know that's going to unfortunately happen. This is a monster we're fighting.
Every minute the president speaks, somebody dies.
While this campaign is coming to an end, our movement is not. Today, I congratulate Joe Biden, who I will work with to move our progressive ideas forward.
Believe it or not, only 207 days left till you get to vote.
From coast to coast, from border to border, from sea to shining sea, Sean Hannity is on.
Coming up next, our final news roundup and information overload hour.
It's so sad that we had this coronavirus thing come in there and take us from not the best economy ever, and it did knock us off the block. It did that, but you know, once the coronavirus is gone, I fully expect us to come back to our prior high levels because the same policies, the same president, the same teams in place, and I think we're going to be in fine shape in a while.
As a Trump supporter and a guy who thinks Trump is one of the best presidents we've ever had, I was
delighted to see Joe Biden win the Democratic primary, not because I want to vote for Joe Biden, but because I think Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders would be very, very bad for this country. And if by chance, I think it's small chance, but if Biden wins the election, I think he would do a lot better job than any other Democratic candidate that was running for office. So I'm very pleased that Joe Biden's winning the nomination for the Democratic Party.
We do have, I think, a fourth stimulus plan, rescue plan, call it what you like. It's coming at us. You don't think it works? You don't think we should do it?
No, I don't. I mean, as you know, Stuart, I'm the biggest fan of this president ever. I think he's been the best president so far in the last 50 years. I mean, really, I'm a huge fan. But this stimulus package will make things worse, not better. What we need to do is let people who work and produce keep their income, not have the government take it. And by putting that stimulus package in, just like in the 2008-2009 period and in the Great Depression, it will make the economy worse, not better.
But I don't get it, Art. I don't get it. I don't see how massive spending, we're talking trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, I don't see how that does not put a floor under the economy. I don't see how it hurts the economy. You explain it to me. You tell me how spending all of this money actually hurts the economy.
I will. Government spending is taxation. Government doesn't create resources, Stuart. They redistribute resources. Whenever the government spends $1 trillion, it takes $1 trillion from workers and producers who others would. So government spending is taxation, and as such, government spending will reduce the growth rate of the U.S. and will hurt the economy in bad, bad times. Now, when we're rich and when prosperous, government spending is perfect then, because then we can afford to take resources away from producers. But right now, we need to be the fans of producers, not the fans of consumers. I'm very sorry, but that's what has to be done now. We need free markets more than ever.
All right, now the question is, when do we open up the economy? How do you open up the economy? How do you do it with the knowledge that there will be, not maybe, there will be a rebound? To me, the answer lies in the 5-minute testing, but you have to maintain health, privacy, and civil liberties and constitutional rights. Art Laffer is with us. The president said to me the other night, "You look so young," when I mentioned you. You did not agree with the financial package, rescue plan from the beginning. Your thought would have been that we have a payroll tax cut, $750 billion minimum. But anyway, it's been passed, $2.2 trillion, unprecedented amount of money, and $4 trillion, the Fed leaving up for loans, Art. Now they're talking about phase 3 and a phase 4. And I'm not sure if there's any example in history, none that I can think of, where that's ever worked.
I think you're correct. I mean, it usually doesn't work. I mean, the incentive plan here on the getting rid of the payroll tax would work. I mean, the nicest thing there is payroll taxes are about 9.64% of a worker's pay taken out. And as far as there's the employer contribution, which is also 9.64%. So if we were to suspend the payroll tax, get rid of it, waive it, let's say through December 31st, that would increase the amount of pay workers receive, and it would reduce the cost for hiring a worker by the employers. And, you'd find it very attractive to hire new workers and to retain the old workers that you've got. And the workers would find it very attractive to continue working. That's what I have been advocating, and that would have us bounce back very, very quickly. But, giving an extra $600 to someone who's unemployed doesn't increase jobs. It really doesn't, Sean. And I wish it hadn't been put in there, but, they did it. It's done. It won't hurt the economy too much, but it will hurt the long-run prospects. But my view is we're going to come out of this pandemic nicely soon, and we're going to have a bounce back. The question is, how high is it? And I think we can make it a lot higher.
Well, I'm talking about we have to watch for a health rebound. For example, I think you would agree with me that there are parts of the country where the very low incidence of positive tests for COVID-19. There is a part of our economy running. That's those are the truckers, those are the farmers, those are the people that are working in the grocery stores, in the pharmacies, in the mini-marts. All of these people are up and out and working, viewed, quote, as essential. What I'm trying to understand is, okay, what about that geographic part of the country that could fully and completely open up now? Look, Nancy Pelosi is lecturing the president, you better not open up this economy too quickly, but she's saying it from the comfort of her gated mansion in San Francisco when she ought to be at work.
Yeah, but you're completely right. What you're suggesting is profiling, and I agree with you entirely. There's certain areas of the country that don't have the problems like other areas. Why not let them start back to work sooner than the other areas? There's certain segments of the population that are very prone to coronavirus, and it's deadly for them. Make them stay at home. Make them keep their social distances. But those people who've already had the disease and have the antibodies, those people who are at very low risk, why shouldn't they be allowed to go back to work, especially if they're in businesses, Sean, that don't have huge crowds or something like that? You know, you should profile businesses, you should profile people, you should profile regions to start up those areas that can start. I see no reason not to do that.
The answer to me is testing, and we're lucky. Abbott has come up with a test that you can get results in 5 minutes. They're producing 50,000 tests a day. If we were to mass produce those tests and the machinery along with it, I think you could use the Defense Production Act as part of this. Abbott would show other companies how to manufacture this. We could do it around the clock, and for example, big building in New York can go out and buy 5 or 10 of those testing machines, and all right, there'll be certain new normals, temporarily at least, where people, for example, essential employees can start coming back in, others can work from home. Those that do come back in, okay, maybe they're wearing masks and gloves, but maybe before they're even allowed in the building, they have their test administered privately by their company, and nobody gets in the building if they test positive for COVID-19.
You're perfectly sensible. I mean, that's thinking smart. And that's the way we should open up the economy, by thinking smart, by not opening up those areas that are hugely high risk where mortality is high, but opening up those areas with people who don't have the disease or have the antibodies already in them. You're completely correct. We have, and we're getting the facilities to be able to do that and do that correctly. And that's what I'd love to see us do. Do we have to open up everything so people are put together, and old people